Yeah, let's go, Callie! What's up, Achievers?
All right, 7 a.m. heading to New Cafe right now, get some work done. We got a busy day today. Wednesday morning, we typically do a lot of meetings. We've got meetings with Ted, Maureen, Sarah, Bush, Whitney. And then today we've got some presentations going on, right?
Yeah.
Me, Ted, and Whitney are doing some presentations, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, busy day, fun day.
Quick FGMs and then quick new members so we can get right into the presentations. Let's start. Me. Yay.
All right. No surprise that mine is going to be the Cabo group because everybody has just been super awesome and really supportive.
Mine was all of Saturday. Saturday, I don't get to be here as much on Saturdays, and I was telling Jason and Lauren earlier, it's just such a good energy, and it was a lot of fun to be back and see some kids that hadn't seen in a while. And then the running seminar was a lot of fun.
Then I popped in and I was
So my passion for photography and all things camera related started back in college actually. This is what I had. This thing I carry around everywhere. Canon PowerShot.
So how many of you love where you work? Really good job.
100% you're listening. You're dropped into an entirely new place.
My 5 years, almost 5 years, my 28th birthday, when I was at the top of Horizon Bookies in a
Wait, can we see this beta testing?
You guys look way cooler than I do.
You saw it here first, folks.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. 3, 2, 1, eyes on you. Okay, no teachers here. Alright guys, so first thing, let's go over strength spots first.
Nice. Good job.
I'm one of the members of our leadership team.
Right, and that's like, that's like, even when we said the video too, it's like, we're still gonna, like, if somebody asks us what we think the best exercise is, we're gonna say, you know, or like, what do you think will get me the best results for this particular goal? Like, we're gonna give them our expertise based on our, like, learning, based on our education, based on our experience, like, we're gonna give them what we have found, but we're never gonna say, like, oh, what you're doing is wrong, or what you're doing is bad, especially if it makes you happy, if it lights you up, if you get excited.
What's up, Achievers? Really excited.
What?
That was really exciting.
We're not supposed to.
No, we're
be
supposed to be
excited?
like casual about it.
Oh.
What's up, Achievers? What's up, Achievers?
Whatever.
All right, so that was another good Wednesday. Wednesday is full of meetings, individual meetings, team meetings, and just overall kind of like communication with the staff. Laura and I were just discussing how when we first started, we had to basically pretty much do everything, whether it was coaching or programming or cleaning, all the administrative stuff. We pretty much had a hand in literally every single activity that was involved with the gym. And as we've continued to grow, now we've been fortunate enough to grow to a staff of 12 people or so. Now we have the opportunity to focus on growing the business rather than just, keeping up with the day-to-day operations. So our 3 primary tasks at this point are first and foremost, growing the business from a marketing standpoint. 2 is to just oversee the overall operations of the gym. And the third one, what we think is probably the most important, is staff development and communication, and how we can continue to further relay to the team our vision, our values, to make sure that Achieve is the environment and still has a spirit that we have intended for it to be since day one.
Yeah.
One thing that we've heard from business owners and other gym owners is that my staff just doesn't get it. They don't understand. And from day one, Laura and I have made it a point to make sure to ask ourselves, how can we get our staff to get it? We wanted to make sure that it was in our hands and our responsibility to make sure that we relayed our message to the staff so that they did understand the vision and they understand the message that we're trying to portray on a daily basis.
So I think it starts with just daily interactions. So how we talk to our staff and how we interact with them, how we walk in the door, what we say, and are we smiling? Are we being positive? Are we, greeting them by name, or are we just walking in and going into the office and starting to get to work? So we're really trying to make sure that we're putting effort into just our daily interactions and making sure that we're providing both constructive feedback and positive reinforcement and letting them know when they're doing a really good job, and also letting them know what they could be doing better in a productive way. And so not always just saying like, you should be doing this, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, because it's going to end up being a tumultuous relationship.
And then secondly, beyond that, we have these weekly meetings where we meet with each individual from our coaching staff as well as our manager, Whitney, for about 15 to 30 minutes or so, going over things that went well over the week, maybe some challenges that they had, any feedback that they had for us, and anything we should know just like from a general life standpoint, just to make sure that we are communicating in a very open fashion, because there's just so many things that can happen in a span of a couple days to a week that we want to make sure that we're just aware of so that we know better how to empathize with each and every person on the team.
And beyond those individual meetings, we have weekly team meetings. So on Wednesdays, we get together for 2 hours. We have a meeting with our manager and our coaches, and then a specific coaches meeting. And these are opportunities. In the beginning, we just share feel-good moments for the week. So an opportunity to talk about what's been going well at the gym in general, and then we go over any new members. So just kind of some general housekeeping things, like who's joined, who do we need to reach out to, who we haven't maybe seen in a little while. And then we get into any questions that anyone has, any concerns. Once we get into the coaches meeting, we talk a little bit more about specific exercise questions that anyone might have, programming considerations for certain people. And this is a really good chance for everyone to get together and just make sure we're all on the very same page.
And then next there are quarterly reviews. We view this a little bit less in terms of like a performance review, because we feel like we do a good job in terms of every week we're meeting with them, so nothing is a surprise at that point.
Yeah,
everyone
they already
knows
know what they're doing well, what we want them to work on. Yeah.
We kind of view it as a kind of like a game plan for the next quarter. So we always take things from a short-term and a long-term lens. Short-term, we're like, hey, you can do X, Y, and Z to improve what you're doing at Achieve, and how you can improve the member experience, and how you can best be utilized as a team member. And then from a longer term perspective, we're thinking about how we can best advise our coaches on how to grow professionally. So if we think objectively that they're more of a technical coach, they're very skilled at all the X's and O's and the sets and reps and things like that, we'll tell them, hey, we recommend this book to improve upon how to communicate with people. Or on the flip side, if they're more of a people-oriented person, but they can improve their technical skills, we'll say, hey, why don't you read this book? It'll improve your skills in this specific area.
So we're just always looking for ways to give them feedback that will help them grow, not just feedback that will help Achieve be a better place. And we obviously want that too, but we also want to give them feedback to let them grow professionally and to let them see that they have opportunities potentially down the road if they keep pushing forward and they keep progressing in their own personal work.
And if Achieve continues to grow in the manner that we aspire for it to grow, we want to make sure that when we have the platform and the opportunities for our coaches, that they're ready to take on those opportunities and really run with them.
And then semi-annually, we have vision meetings. And the vision meetings are a chance to get everyone together, and we present on basically the beginnings of Achieve, how it all started, why it all started, what our vision always was for Achieve, and what it continues to be for Achieve. And we just want to make sure that we get everyone kind of wrapped up again in that same vision and everyone on the same page as far as where we're going. And so every 6 months that may change. Where we're going it's gonna still be going kind of in the general same direction, but maybe we're going a little more off to the right or a little more off to the left, and we're guiding that conversation so that our coaches can best help us continue that vision on and continue to progress in the way that we want the business and the company to progress.
We obviously want Achieve to grow as quickly as possible and as much as possible, but not at the sake of our values. So we always want to make sure that our environment, our spirit, our values always remain true to how they were built from day one, and then continue to stick with it as we continue to grow. And then lastly, as you may have seen in the last vlog, we have a yearly staff retreat. So this is a time for us to all go away from the city. We've gone to the Cape for the past couple years, and it's just nice to go off-site where we're not really distracted by all the things that are going on in our lives, and really just like connect with each other and bond and just have a good time. And it's another good spot again to go over vision, brainstorm on how to better improve the member experience at Achieve, and just get everyone on the same page in just a relaxed manner.
So all of these things sort of build on top of each other. So from the daily interactions to the weekly individual meetings to weekly team meetings to quarterly reviews to vision talks to yearly staff retreats, we're trying to make sure that we're constantly building on top of the interactions that we have and the communication that we have with our staff. And we think that all of them are important. We can't just expect to have quarterly reviews every 3 months and expect that we'd be on the same page with our staff. What would probably happen is if we never met and we never had weekly meetings, we never had individual meetings, and then we met at the quarter, we would be all on different pages. We might think that different things are going on. We might have been holding in things that we wanted to say for a while, but we just held them until the quarterly meeting, and the same for the other side. So this way we kind of mitigate any butting heads that might have happened if we hadn't been connecting and communicating all the way through.
Yeah.
And that makes the vision talks and the bigger meetings so much more productive, because we don't have to go over why we're on different pages, because we're already on the same page. Now we can just say like, all right, we're all together now, let's move this company forward.
Piggybacking on the whole longer term perspective in terms of how can we get our coaches in the best possible position to succeed once Achieve has a platform that we aspire to have. One thing that we know that everyone can benefit from is just general public speaking skills. And so what we decided to do was set up a little Achieve Toastmasters event.
So what we decided to do was every other month, each coach and our office manager, Whitney, they're all gonna give 8 to 10 minute TED Talks. And basically we're going to have them just pick a topic and give a presentation to the group. And what we wanted to do was just let it be any topic at all. So it doesn't have to be training related, it can be on anything, but it's just an opportunity to get better at speaking and to then for us to critique each other in a positive way. So after each talk today, what we did was we gave them some feedback on what we think that they did really well, and then everybody gave a little bit of feedback on, for instance, Jason was speaking really fast, which we both tend to do. So that was great constructive feedback to be like, oh yeah, remember to try to slow down my speaking. Some other comments were like the way the slides were put together, the way maybe we weren't moving our hands enough. So just trying to work with each other on building each other up in a way that's going to push us forward even more.
Yeah, and I think because we all have such intent trust in each other, we're able to really give honest feedback, and we're able to really take that feedback and really absorb it and make ourselves better for the next time around. So, by the end of the next year or two, we're going to have 12 more speeches under our belt and that much better feedback to work with. So I think it's going to be a win-win situation for all parties involved.
Yeah, we were super impressed with all of the feedback that was given today. I was really happy with how it was given and how it was received. I think that our staff, and this is something that we've talked about a lot, is communication isn't just about talking, it's also about listening, and it's about taking in information, and everybody who presented today did a really great job of listening to the feedback, really taking it in, and you can tell that they were really appreciative of it, and that's just a sign of really, growth-minded people. So it was a really great time, and we're looking forward to doing more in the future.
So that's it for this Wednesday.
Diesels, just chilling in the park. All right, peace.
Love.
And muscles.